Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thank you so much for joining me here. We're going to check out BigTime here, see what's going on, and a quick little happy Friday to you today. I hope that you're having a wonderful day because Friday is awesome, and hope you have a great weekend too, of course, obviously. A quick note, if you are new to the channel, not a financial advisor, you want to be part of our Signal group. I actually do have trade signals. We took some nice profit from Lever, 120%, AVAX short, those are both shorts. And then just earlier today / yesterday, we took Phoenix short and Render short, about 20% and 33 for the other. So awesome stuff there. Congrats again to some of our community members here. Providence 71. Well done on that gala long. Really, really love that. Okay, so what we're gonna do here, we're gonna talk about, we can't talk about big picture. That's normally what I like to look at first, right? With this being such a limited perspective, again, ICO on the 10th of October, as far as large exchanges are concerned, pretty much all exchanges that I'm familiar with have a lot of volume, a lot of liquidity as of October 10th. So if you're familiar with, just say this being opened or this being tradable prior to, love to hear it. But again, this is based on analysis on a larger exchange. Okay. That said, we're going to take a look at some Fibonacci retracement levels, just kind of get perspective on overextension and see where it might go next. Because again, we don't have a ton of moving averages and different things that are more aggregated over time. Right now, at this point, we see here that BigTime is absolutely doing very well. Very strong open. You got in at 6 or 7 cents. Comment below. Love to hear that. That's fantastic. Kudos to you. Even if you got in right here at 0.786 at 11.3, that's fantastic as well. So good job. Congrats on that. What we want to look at here, though, really quick, is a few key factors. So again, daily candle looks kind of funny, right? We got 3 strong candles. Well, today's somewhat of a red day, but it makes sense it was due for a correction. So we can see this 0.5 level on Fibonacci retested, or just initially tested rather, and the potential bounce off that level. I say potential because technically today's candle hasn't closed yet, but simply put, you see a normal retracement at 0.5 in Fibonacci for the price to continue to leg up. Keep in mind this most recent high here is much lower than the previous high, so we do have potential for further downside, or it might be establishing lower highs and lower lows. Still a little early to tell. Okay? But what we can see here is on TD sequential, we're to kind of continue to count up, which we'll be able to see that more so on the hourly, because there is a bit of a delay there. We can see here that we've overextended ourselves previously, and we've hit a couple of overextensions. So we hit a 9 here, TD sequential, hit a 9 here on the downside. So what that basically tells us is this coin has a tendency of running to extremes. Okay. Now if we take a look at extremes, let's see if there's anything here, which there's not much, of course. We got RSI just kind of peaking at 70 and rejecting off that level. So simply put, this coin is not necessarily overextended. It does look like it's pulling back naturally. That's a positive sign as well. Let's see here if we can, I don't know if there's going to be moving averages on the hourly or not. We do have some. And at this point, we're trending positively. We can see this ascending trend line here where the price action is continuing higher. It's concurrent with the 50-day SMA. You'll notice the 50-day SMA on the hourly, the 20-day SMA on the 4-hour and the daily. Those all continue to give us ascending trends or descending trends. Okay, with that being an ascending trend here, we want to make sure to hold at this level. So if the price can continue to increase here, we have better chance of continuing upwards. We do lose this trend line here and now. There's a decent chance it could work as a resistance and work the price down. Okay, so I'm really excited to kind of see what happens in the next couple of hours. If we break above or below this level, is 0.382, 23.5 cents. That's kind of what we're looking at there. But the truth is we have a lot of volume ranged at this current price point. So we're starting to find our average true range is roughly about 24 cents. That tells us that could potentially be a resistance level if the price breaks below, and of course a support if it continues to hold above. So those are all things that you kind of got to take in stride when you have situations like this. And if we take a look at volume though, the good news is even though the volume is below this moving average here right now, that's typically disadvantageous. We need more volume to be able to increase the price. We can see though that the volume has been fairly consistent over the course of since its inception last 3 days straight. Okay, that's a good sign. And you can see this on other exchanges too. I've looked at a handful of other exchanges. The volume seems to be pretty consistent. So with consistent volume, building that base at about 24 cents, it's a great chance this could be the point in which we see the next leg up. Okay, so again, more statistically probable for the price to increase than decrease just based on these trends that we're seeing here. Let's take a quick look at the Ichimoku cloud and kind of note that, of course, we're sort of within and or above the cloud. We haven't had enough time to be able to have that cloud actually fulfill itself yet. But we have lost the conversion line, and the baseline is above the price action. That tells us this momentous uptrend is coming to an end, and that we might actually fizzle out here soon. So to me, if the price goes sideways for another 24 hours, there's more probability of the price going down. And if it does, of course, end up bouncing at this level, we could see it go upwards as well. Again, the truth is here, there's such limited data that technical analysis it can be very challenging and difficult to kind of understand moving forward, right? Because a lot of times we'll look at like liquidity and fair value gaps. While we do have some here, there's not a lot of it unless you look at the larger time frames. Typically, the larger the time frame, the more significant those are. So once again, if we do end up breaking down below 0.5, we will likely see 0.618 retested to fill that fair value gap. If we look at the hourly, we can see there is a decent amount of liquidity up here. And I talk about this a lot in my videos. When you have liquidity sweeps, that's another reason why the price action should continue higher to retest this level. Because a lot of times what will happen is it'll retest these liquidity levels, it'll break it, come down to test it as a support and continue higher, or it'll come down and sweep back to the lower levels. Okay. But a lot of things that are consistent in trading is the simple fact that these upper liquidity levels, or lower ones if they're pretty significant, are eventually going to be retested. Okay, so this could be, that's why you oftentimes see like cup and handle patterns where they retest these levels a few times, because then it sweeps that liquidity and then it will pull back after that. So to me, if I were to be looking at a short position, I'd much rather a short in the 35 to 37 cent range versus a short right now. Even though we are potentially losing this trend line, we're starting to slow our momentum, we're still in that average true range. So to me, when the price action is kind of averaging itself out in that range, it makes a lot more sense for the price to continue higher than to go down based on the fact that this coin is starting to pick up steam and motivation, if you will, across other exchanges and traders. In fact, I'm going to post that here soon. It is one of the top trending coins here today. You'll see that on my Twitter here shortly. I have that posting here soon. So again, be sure to check this out. We do have a lot of cool things going on. If you want to be part of our premium group, you can see we have a very high success rate with our targets, and just make sure that you are, again, using low leverage, low position size. Like for example, with our trades here, just say this render trade we took, a short we took a couple days ago, 20%. That was a 4% play on a 5x leverage trade. Okay? We're not going 20, 50, 100x trades on our coins, because even though you can get that way, the liquidation potential is so much higher that it doesn't make a ton of sense for swing trading. Okay? And if you are swing trading right now, highly recommend not swing trading with large leverage, because it can be very, very difficult to get a good entry that sticks in and holds. Yeah, again, different strategies for different folks, but that's just kind of our strategy with our community. And we like to be able to take profits and ensure that we hit our targets. And you need some kind of flexibility with these aggressive candle wicks up and down. So anyways, that's kind of what we're looking at there. If you could join up with the rest of us, let us know, comments below, if you are in this trade, where you got in, and obviously where you plan to get out if you are. Perhaps you're a long-term holder. Great to know that. Also, please help us grow our Twitter, Telegram, and Discord groups. Links down below for all these as well. And I hope that you all have a wonderful rest of your day and a happy Friday. We'll see you in the next one. Take care.